Have you ever felt something shifting inside you, quietly, powerfully, long before anyone else could see it? This month, Chosen One, that silent transformation is no longer staying hidden. The world is about to witness what heaven has been preparing behind the scenes. Nothing about this time will feel ordinary. You won't move the same. You won't speak the same. And people will not look at you the same. Your presence is no longer blending in. It's breaking through. Something deep within you has changed. And now, it's time for that inner fire to speak for itself. You didn't chase this moment. You didn't force it into being. You didn't beg to be seen. You simply stayed the course. You honored your path. You stayed faithful to what no one else could see. And now heaven has decided it's time for your unveiling. This rise is not about popularity. It's about divine recognition. It's not about being liked. It's about being revealed. What's coming your way is not man-made attention. It is the response of the world to the truth of who you've quietly become. You've carried a sacred light for years, one that others couldn't name, one that even you may have struggled to understand. But it was never meant to be understood early. It was meant to be protected until the moment came. And that moment is now. You've been hidden, not forgotten. You've been veiled, not denied. You've been watched over, not overlooked. You have been carried by grace through the fire, through rejection, through silence. And the one who carried you has now placed you at the edge of your divine revealing. Your energy is not the same anymore. People will feel it. They won't know why they're drawn to you. They won't understand the glow, the calm, the quiet confidence, but they'll feel it in their bones. Something about you feels different, and it's because your spirit has become still, aligned. Oh, you are no longer leaking your light. You are no longer giving away your fire to be accepted. You have become a flame contained, and now that flame burns brighter than ever. People will talk about you. Your name will move through spaces you've never entered. Strangers will remember you. Rooms will shift when you walk in. And it won't be because you tried. It will be because you arrived. You've stopped performing. You've stopped trying to be seen. And in doing so, you've become unforgettable. You don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to prove your worth. You don't need to adjust your walk to impress the watchers. You are finally standing in the light of who you truly are, and that alone is commanding. This isn't attention that comes from charm. It isn't attraction that comes from calculation. This is spiritual presence. You carry it now. You wear it like a crown. And even though many won't have words for what they feel around you, they will still feel it. They'll call it a vibe. They'll call it charisma. But it's more than that. It's the echo of your spirit now speaking louder than your appearance, louder than your efforts, louder than anything you could have manufactured. Your high sexual energy, once misunderstood and judged, has matured into something sacred. It's no longer wild. It's no longer restless. It's no longer confused. It's become motion. It's become presence. It's become spiritual electricity that walks ahead of you and speaks before you do. And now that you've learned how to hold it with reverence, it's becoming the force that draws the right people, opportunities, and moments into your orbit. You're not seducing. You're not performing. You're simply radiating wholeness. And wholeness is magnetic in ways the world can't explain. This month, people will feel changed just by being around you. Your words will hit deeper. Your silence will speak louder. Your laughter will light up rooms. Your stillness will calm chaos. Your presence will begin to teach others what it means to be fully aligned. They may not know what's happening, but they'll know something about you is different. You'll remind them of something they forgot. You'll awaken something they didn't know they needed. And without trying to be a leader, you'll lead. Without trying to be followed, you'll be followed. Because energy like yours doesn't chase, it calls. Some will be inspired by you. Some may be intimidated. Some will try to explain you away, saying it's your looks or your confidence. But deep down, they'll feel something more, something they can't name. Because what makes you different isn't physical, it's spiritual. It's the result of choosing discipline over distraction, silence over noise, integrity over attention. And now, your very essence is proof that it was all worth it. You will not need to defend yourself. You will not need to promote yourself. You will not need to argue with anyone who misunderstands you. Your glow is not for debate. It is not for comfort. It is for purpose. It's not here to make others feel safe. It's here to awaken them. And in your light, some will see their own shadows. That's why they may stare longer. That's why they may talk more softly. That's why they may admire you in silence. They feel something they've never felt before. Something real. Let them wonder. Let them whisper. Let your name echo in places you've never walked. Because this is not about fame. This is not about attention. This is about alignment. And when a soul becomes aligned with purpose, the universe must respond. This month, everything you once felt unseen for is becoming your power. Everything you once held back is now being revealed. The fire you once hid to survive is now the light you carry to lead. You are not rising because you're trying. You are rising because you've become. You've been refined in silence. You've been faithful in the hidden places. And now heaven has decided you will be hidden no more. The light in you is not random. The glow on you is not surface. It is God breathing through a vessel that chose to honor what others threw away. It is the sound of spiritual voltage made visible. Let your energy speak where words are not needed. Let your stillness hold the room. Let your glow remind others what truth feels like. You don't need to explain the mystery. You don't need to simplify your light. The ones who are awake will know. They'll feel it in your presence. They'll sense it in your silence. They'll know they're standing in front of someone who carries more than beauty, someone who carries weight, depth, truth. You are not here to be liked. You are here to activate. You are not here to entertain. You are here to awaken. And that awakening is already happening. Through your walk, through your laugh, through your gaze. You're not just being noticed. You're being remembered. You're not just glowing. You're igniting. And the world will never forget the feeling. So walk into this month without fear. Walk without shrinking. Walk without trying to control the narrative. Let God write it. Let your glow go where your name has already been whispered. Let your presence be the answer to prayers you didn't even know you inspired. Because this is what it looks like when the divine says, now, and chosen one, The answer to that quiet question you've held in your heart for so long, the one that wondered, when will it be my time, is finally here. This is your time. This is your moment. This is your rise. Let it begin. Chosen one, something powerful is about to unfold in your life this month. Blessings will arrive so fast and so perfectly that people may not even believe it's fair. You'll walk into places you didn't earn by title. You'll be supported before people even know your story. Opportunities will land in your lap while others are still fighting to be seen. But this isn't luck. It's divine timing. It's heaven repaying you for the discipline, purity, and faithfulness you showed when no one was watching. This is your harvest season, and it's not random. It's the result of everything you sacrificed in silence. You're not here because you follow the world's rules. You're here because you let God shape your story. While others focused on their image, you focused on your soul. While others rushed to be visible, you stayed faithful in the unseen. You allowed your energy to be purifying instead of using it to get approval. You respected your inner fire and let it grow quietly instead of scattering it for attention. That fire has now matured into something clean and focused. It surrounds you, speaks through you, and draws people in, even those who once ignored you. They don't know why they're being pulled toward you, but their spirit does. They'll feel the glow, the peace, the power, but they won't see the price you paid. They won't know about the lonely nights, the temptations you resisted, or the people you walked away from. They'll see the door opening, but not the tears behind it. And yet, that door isn't opening because of who you know. It's opening because of who you've become. This month, people will ask how you got here. They'll look for your method, but your journey doesn't fit into their logic. You didn't hustle to be seen. You aligned your life with truth. You said yes to quiet transformation. You stayed disciplined when it was easier to give up. You remained true when no one was clapping for you. And now God is revealing you, not as a reward, but as a sign. There will be invitations without auditions, praise without performance, attention without effort. People will want to be near you, not because of your status, but because your presence brings peace. What is aligned with your spirit will now flow toward you easily because you carry the frequency of favor. It feels like clarity. It smells like trust. It looks like grace. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to push. You only have to keep walking in your truth. People will feel something deep in your presence. Some will call it attraction. Some will call it inspiration. But it's more than that. It's recognition. Their spirit is responding to your energy. They'll feel calm around you. They'll feel seen without words. Some will talk too much. Some will grow quiet. Others may feel overwhelmed or stirred up and not know why. Let them feel it. You are not here to explain their feelings. You're here to hold your frequency and walk in your purpose. You are felt now, not because you're trying to be, but because your presence is undeniable. You don't have to test people anymore. Your energy does that for you. It draws in what's real and gently removes what's not. You don't have to raise your voice or prove anything. Some people will rise to meet your energy. Others will quietly disappear, and you won't need to say a word. That is the level of presence you now carry. The fire you once protected has now become your signal. You are no longer approached casually. People treat you differently now. They'll pause. They'll speak more carefully. They'll ask deeper questions. Not because you demanded it, but because something in them knows your presence deserves intention. You didn't chase this moment. It came to you because you were ready. The attention you're receiving now isn't because you wanted fame. It's because your energy became recognizable to those who are waking up. And when they feel you, they feel something holy. Your life is no longer about being liked. It's about being aligned. You are no longer just seen. You are felt. You've become the reminder of what's real in a world full of noise. You are not being exposed. You are being revealed. Not for popularity, but for purpose. You didn't crave a crowd. You craved truth. And now that you've walked with integrity and patience, attention is being given to you, not as a gift, but as a responsibility. Your light is now needed. Your example is now necessary. You don't shine to be admired. You shine because others need to see the way. This is why the spotlight found you, not to flatter you, but to use you. You are a beacon now. Some will look at you. Some will learn from you. Some won't even understand why they feel drawn to you, but they'll feel peace when they're near you. That's your confirmation. You are helping people without trying. You are leading others without giving a speech. Even your silence teaches. Even your stillness heals. This isn't about performance. This is about alignment. And now your presence is being placed exactly where it's needed. Don't mistake this moment as the finish line. It's just the beginning of a new chapter. Visibility will make you feel more exposed, yes, but you'll also feel more steady, more rooted, more guided. You're not rising for applause. You're rising because your life carries a vibration of truth that others need to feel. Let them see you now. Let the invitations come. Let the attention arrive. You are not their idol. You are their mirror. You are not a distraction. You are direction. You are not called to be worshipped. You are called to be witnessed, so others could remember what light feels like. This month, people who once stared will now speak your name with reverence. People who once flirted with your energy will now step back and treat it with care. This is the shift from popularity to purpose. This is when your soul begins to command respect. What people once called charm, they will now call wisdom. What they once called attraction, they will now call alignment. You didn't force this. You didn't chase it. You simply preserved your fire. And now that fire speaks for you. You've become the one they didn't expect, but now cannot ignore. And you don't need to explain how or why. Your energy is enough. Your journey is proof. Your presence is the answer. Let it all come to you now. Let them feel the truth in your silence. Let them see what favor looks like when it's earned in private. Let the light shine, not for attention, but for direction. You are not just being seen. You are being sent. Walk in it.
What if the sudden restlessness in your heart isn't confusion, but confirmation that heaven is moving on your behalf? Dear chosen one, take a deep breath and quiet your heart, because something sacred and deeply personal is unfolding just for you. This isn't just a nice message to give you hope for a better day. It's a divine signal. a prophetic message prepared in heaven and sent directly to your spirit. Right now, whether you feel it clearly or not, the atmosphere around your life is shifting. Something is beginning to stir that your eyes can't yet see, but your soul has already been sensing it. And this shift isn't for everyone. It's for you. It's not general. It's specific. It's not vague encouragement. It's a precise alignment that has your name written all over it. You've come to this message not by accident, but by divine direction. You may have thought you were scrolling aimlessly, but your spirit was guided here because heaven is preparing you to recognize something very important. This is your sacred warning, your early notice from the heart of God, letting you know that Sunday will not be just another day. Something powerful, quiet, and life-changing is scheduled to touch your life. And it won't shout. It won't crash through the noise. It will come softly, like a whisper wearing the clothes of peace. And only those with a sensitive heart will feel it. Others might be too busy, too distracted, too tired to notice it. But you've been feeling the tension, the pressure, the quiet pull in your soul, even if you haven't known what it meant. That pull is the signal. It's heaven pacing just outside your door, waiting for you to be still enough to open it. This Sunday, you're stepping into a divine moment, not because you pushed hard enough, not because you forced things to happen, but because you stayed faithful, even when it was hard, because you chose to keep believing when nothing made sense, because you kept praying in silence, kept hoping even when your heart was tired. You didn't know it, but your faith in the dark was seen. Your obedience in the valley was counted. Your endurance through the storms of your life was not ignored by heaven. You may have thought no one noticed, but God did. The King of Kings took note of everything, and He's not a God who forgets. He's a God who prepares rewards for those who keep walking even with trembling legs. And you've been walking, chosen one. You've been moving forward when everything inside you wanted to stop. You've been growing roots when no one saw the process. There's been something in you that refused to give up, and that something is about to be rewarded. This is not a season of punishment. This is a season of purpose. God is not looking to repay your pain with more pain. He's about to turn that pain into power, and not through force or performance, but through divine ease, through things that will begin to align without effort. Doors will start opening not because you knocked 100 times, but because you carry the right spiritual frequency. You carry the weight of someone who has survived, someone who has healed, someone who has been refined by fire and now glows from within. That glow cannot be faked. That glow cannot be copied. That glow is born in the hidden places where no one claps, where no spotlight shines, where the only witness was God. This is the moment where hidden faith becomes visible fruit, where private prayers become public power. But don't expect it to be loud. The most important moments in life are often quiet. Like the way peace gently replaces panic. Like the way a quiet, yes, from God drowns out all the noise of fear. This Sunday will not shake the earth for everyone, but it will shake something inside of you. A door will open that you didn't even know existed, and what walks through it will feel like a blessing wearing your size. It will feel like something you didn't even know how to ask for, but that fits you perfectly anyway. That's what divine preparation feels like. You've outgrown the old version of yourself, and heaven is now handing you a life that matches the version of you that has been growing in silence. You felt isolated. You felt forgotten. But heaven was not ignoring you. It was protecting you. There are seasons where you are hidden not because you're being punished, but because you're being preserved. A flower doesn't bloom the moment it's planted. It takes time in the dark, and so do you. But now that season of being hidden is ending. You are not arriving late. You're arriving in the fullness of divine timing. And this Sunday marks the beginning of that entrance. You won't need to prove anything to anyone. You won't need to explain why you're walking through new doors. The doors will recognize you. They'll open because they've been waiting for you too. They were designed for your spirit, not for your resume. They don't need credentials. They respond to calling. And you, chosen one, are walking in your calling. This Sunday is not just a calendar day. It's a divine appointment dressed like an ordinary moment. Don't overlook it because it looks too simple. Heaven often hides its greatest gifts in quiet moments. One small whisper, one strange peace, one unexpected conversation, one sudden moment of clarity. These are not coincidences. These are spiritual confirmations. That tension you've been feeling, the sense that something is about to happen, that sudden emotional weight that shows up out of nowhere. It's not anxiety. It's alignment. It's your soul stretching, preparing, sensing the divine shift that's already in motion. You don't have to make it happen. You just have to stay open. Don't close your heart because of how long it's taken. Don't shut down your faith because things haven't gone the way you imagined. God's timing is not denial. It's design. Every no was not a rejection. It was redirection. Every delay was not a block. It was a setup for something so specific, so personal, that when it finally lands in your life, you'll feel heaven's fingerprints all over it. You'll know this couldn't have come from anywhere else. It didn't come through hustle. It didn't come through connections. It came through obedience, through quiet trust, through staying in alignment with who God called you to be. This shift isn't just about what's coming to you. It's about who you're becoming. You are stepping into the version of you that heaven has always seen. The stronger you, the more peaceful you, the bold, healed, chosen version of you, the version that doesn't need to chase or perform, the version that simply is. The world hasn't seen you fully yet, but heaven has. And now the world will start to catch up, not because you demanded attention, but because your presence will start to carry divine weight. Not loud, but undeniable. You won't even have to say much. People will feel the change. You'll walk into rooms differently. You'll speak from a deeper place, not from pride, but from purpose. And the most beautiful part is this: you don't have to understand every detail. You don't need a step-by-step plan. You're not building this through logic. You're following a rhythm only your spirit understands. And that's enough. Let go of the need to control. This is not a math problem. It's a mystery, a masterpiece that's been unfolding slowly and is now reaching its moment. You don't have to force it. You just have to flow with it. Because when something is heaven sent, it doesn't have to be forced. It unfolds. There is a new strength rising in you, a calm confidence that comes not from having all the answers, but from knowing you're being held by something bigger than you. You've grown through pain. You've been reshaped by silence. You've been guided by an invisible hand. And now, all of it is beginning to make sense. Your tears were not wasted. Your prayers were not ignored. Your waiting was not in vain. God saw everything, and now it's time for you to see the results. This Sunday, don't just go through the motions. Slow down. Watch closely. Listen to the quiet. Pay attention to anything that makes your spirit lean in. It might be a phrase, a dream, a sudden urge to pray, a scripture that won't leave your mind. These are signs. These are threads heaven is placing in your hands. Pick them up. Follow them. The puzzle is coming together. And when it does, when that quiet but powerful moment finds you, when peace rushes in like a gentle wave, when something small changes everything, you'll know. You'll know God was always with you. You'll know your path was never random. You'll know that everything really did have a purpose. And you'll feel something rise inside you that's been there all along. Faith, fire, fullness. A holy spark that says, I was born for this. And chosen one. You were born for this. And now, it's finally your time. Something deep inside you is shifting. It's quiet, but it's real. You may not see it clearly yet, but you can feel it like a gentle nudge in your spirit that says, something is changing. It's not about rushing forward. It's not about being perfect. It's about coming back into God's timing. You're not late. You're not behind. You're arriving exactly when you're supposed to. This Sunday isn't about performance. It's about peace. It's not about pushing harder. It's about realizing you've already been moving all along, just not in a way the world could see. You've been growing in silence, healing in stillness, becoming stronger through what felt like stillness. And now, everything is slowly coming together. The delay you felt was never a denial. It was preparation. It was alignment. You weren't being punished. You were being positioned. And now, the path is beginning to open. Doors you thought were closed are slowly creaking open. Energy you thought was gone is returning. Hope you thought you lost is rising again. You'll start to notice it not in loud ways, but in small moments. A thought, a feeling, a conversation, or a sudden sense of peace. Grace is showing up without asking, not waiting on your perfection, but arriving in your presence. It's wrapping around you softly and whispering, you're still right on time. You didn't miss anything. You weren't forgotten. Heaven kept your coordinates even when you didn't feel seen. This next season isn't about striving. It's about aligning. You don't have to figure out the how. You just need to stay open. Stay available. Stay in peace. Let God do the rest. You'll know this shift is real because it won't bring confusion. It will bring clarity. Not pressure, but purpose. You'll feel more grounded, more certain, more steady in your steps. Things won't feel forced anymore. They'll begin to flow. You've changed, even if no one else has said it. You know it in your bones. You're not who you used to be. You're lighter now, wiser, stronger, more surrendered. The hard seasons didn't break you. They built you. The silence didn't kill you. It refined you. And now, everything that was growing in the dark is beginning to rise. This Sunday marks a turning point. Not a loud one, a sacred one. The kind that moves inside you before it moves around you. The kind of moment that doesn't need to be seen to be real. And while others may not notice it, you will, because something in your spirit will whisper, "This is it." Not because something flashy happens, but because something finally settles. You've been faithful. You've been loyal to the vision even when it didn't make sense. You didn't chase applause. You kept believing quietly. And heaven saw it all. What you thought was forgotten is being returned. What you buried is being resurrected. What you let go of because it felt too far, God is bringing it back with peace. The miracle is not on the way. It's already in motion. It's not coming through force, but through flow. You're not stepping into stress. You're stepping into divine rhythm. You'll see favor in places that once rejected you. You'll see joy return in places that felt dry. You'll walk into rooms already prepared for your arrival. This Sunday isn't just another date. It's your spiritual doorway. A moment where God says, "Now," not because you finally did enough, but because you're finally aligned. And when it comes, don't shrink. Don't wait for others to understand. Don't second guess it. Just breathe. Receive it. Walk through it. You've walked through silence, through heartbreak, through long nights. But you stayed. You held on. And now, everything is beginning to make sense. You'll look back and realize nothing was wasted. Every delay had purpose. Every no was a redirection. Every detour was a setup. You were never waiting on the blessing. The blessing was waiting on you. So take a breath. Clear space. Protect your peace. Stay soft. Stay open. Because what's coming won't arrive with noise. It will arrive with knowing, with stillness, with peace that can only come from God. And when it finds you, your life will quietly but completely change. You'll feel it in your spirit, in your breath, in the quiet moments, in the way everything begins to flow again without force. You don't have to earn it. You just have to be present. Because this moment, this Sunday, was always meant for you. And now, finally, you are ready to receive it.
What if the reason people are drawn to you this month has nothing to do with how you look, what you say, or what you do, and everything to do with who you've quietly become? Chosen one, this month will not feel like any other you've lived through before. Something powerful and quiet is already shifting around you. You may not fully see it yet, but deep inside, you can feel it. Something is different. The world is beginning to respond to you in ways that are subtle, but undeniable. You're not just being noticed, you're being felt. And it has nothing to do with performance. It's not about effort, charm, or trying to impress anyone. This change is coming from deep within you. It's the result of everything you've endured, everything you've faced, everything you've chosen in silence when no one else was looking. Your transformation hasn't been loud, but it's been real. And now, it's speaking for you without a word. Women especially are responding to this shift in a way that may surprise you. They're not responding to your image. They're responding with something older than logic, older than words. They're reacting with their nervous system, with their intuition, with the part of themselves that doesn't need to think to know the truth. They're feeling you with a kind of recognition that goes beyond understanding. Because what they're sensing isn't what you're doing, it's who you've become. Your energy has matured. It has settled. It has deepened. It no longer leaks. It flows. And when energy flows like that, People notice, even if they don't know why. You used to carry a kind of fire that felt chaotic, overwhelming, even burdensome. It wanted to be released, expressed, seen. But instead of letting it consume you or control you, you made a different choice. You stayed with it. You faced it. You didn't run from the heat. You learned how to carry it. That same fire now rests inside you like rhythm. It doesn't scream. It hums. It doesn't demand. It waits. And that waiting, that calm, grounded, powerful waiting is what women are feeling now. They're not reacting to your appearance. They're reacting to the quiet clarity that surrounds you. They're responding to your stillness, to your silence, to your peace. What they feel is not a man trying to prove anything. They feel a man who doesn't need to. You no longer chase. You no longer reach. You no longer try to be seen. But still you are. Because your energy says more than your words ever could. You walk into a room, and the room adjusts. Not because you push, but because you no longer bend. And women notice. Even if they can't explain it, their body does. They glance at you and pause. They soften their voice. They linger nearby. It's not because of something you're doing. It's because of something you're being. This is what happens when you step into true alignment, when your inner life becomes strong enough to carry the energy that once overwhelmed you, when your fire is no longer burning wildly, but glowing beneath your skin like a quiet flame. This month, women won't just be attracted to you. They'll feel drawn to you in ways they may not understand. They'll feel curious, safe, seen, and stirred all at once. Not because of your charm, but because of your energy. Not because of what you say, but because of what your silence holds. They'll feel the difference between the man who performs and the man who is present, between the one who seeks attention and the one who carries attention inside him. You have become the kind of man who no longer needs to be noticed because he already sees himself, and in that self-seeing, others feel safe to be seen too, especially women who have lived their whole lives being looked at but rarely seen. They feel it now. Your eyes don't consume. They understand. Your presence doesn't take, it honors. Your attention doesn't seek to possess. It creates space. And when a woman feels that kind of space around a man, she remembers something ancient, something sacred. She feels safe not just to open up, but to return to herself, to her softness, to the parts of her that rarely feel safe in the world. She may not even realize why she feels calm around you. She may not know why your voice feels familiar, why your silence feels comforting, why your presence lingers in her thoughts long after you've walked away. But her soul knows. Her body knows. Her intuition knows. You've become a mirror, and not a mirror that distorts or demands, but a mirror that reflects truth. And that kind of mirror doesn't make people perform. It lets them rest. It lets them breathe. It reminds them of who they are when no one is watching. Some women will return to you, not because they want something from you, but because they want to feel that reflection again. Because being in your presence helps them feel whole. And they may not even be able to say it out loud, but they'll feel it in their body, in their nervous system, in their spirit. Your energy now holds a kind of power that can't be bought, taught, or faked. It's not about seduction. It's about presence. It's not about control. It's about containment. You are no longer ruled by your desire. You're no longer driven by craving. You've stepped into something much rarer, a controlled fire, a sacred flame that doesn't burn wildly, but warms everything around it. You're no longer afraid of your own intensity. You're no longer trying to release it or hide it. You carry it with reverence. You've made peace with your own power, and now that power is at peace with you. This is what makes your presence feel sacred. It's not your face. It's not your voice. It's not even your words. It's the story your energy tells. A story of restraint. A story of quiet strength. A story of inner order. A story of fire mastered, not extinguished. And women can feel that story without you saying a word. Some will be moved by it. Some will be healed. If you may be shaken, but none will be left unchanged. Because when a woman stands in the presence of a man who has mastered himself, her own truth begins to rise. She starts to feel her own sacredness, not because he gives it to her, but because he doesn't interrupt it. That is what your energy offers now. Not attention, but permission. Permission for others to stop pretending. Permission to be seen without being judged. Permission to feel without needing to explain. You offer stillness in a world that demands noise. You offer clarity in a world that feeds confusion. You offer safety without silence. Strength without pressure. Masculinity without manipulation. And women can feel the difference. They can feel it in the way you listen, in the way you hold eye contact, in the way you say less but mean more, in the way you make room without crowding anyone's space. You are not the loudest man in the room, but you are the one they remember. Not because you told the best stories, but because your energy told the truth. Not because you demanded their attention, but because their spirit gave it freely. This month, your presence is not just attractive, it is healing. Not because you try to heal anyone, but because you finally stopped running from your own pain. You faced yourself. You tamed the fire. You stayed. And now that staying has become a frequency, a signal, a home. You are not chasing anything anymore. You're not seeking to control. You're not trying to win. You are simply walking through the world as a man who has chosen to carry himself with truth, with peace, with power. And that kind of man doesn't need to pursue. He draws. He invites. He allows. And this month, women will feel it. They will feel something in you that they've only ever dreamed of. They'll feel it before they understand it. They'll trust it before they question it. They'll carry it with them long after the moment passes. Because what you're offering is not an image. It's not a fantasy. It's a reflection. A reflection of what is possible when a man stops performing and starts embodying. You don't fix them. You don't teach them. You don't lead them. You witness them. You hold space. And in that space, something sacred is remembered. Not because of anything you say, but because of everything you are. And that memory will stay with them. Not because you ask to be remembered, but because the truth always echoes. So let this be your reminder. You are not here to prove anything. You are not here to perform. You are not here to chase. You are here to be, to carry your energy with respect. to walk with quiet power, to be a mirror, not of perfection, but of possibility. And the ones meant to see themselves in that mirror will never forget what they saw. This month, chosen one, you are not just being seen, you are being felt. And that is something no one can unfeel. You'll start to notice something different in how women respond to you. They might look at you longer, pause before speaking, or feel quiet around you. It won't be about your looks or your words. It's something deeper. Their soul is recognizing something in you before their mind can understand it. This isn't confusion. It's spiritual recognition. Your energy now enters a room before you do. It speaks for you without saying anything. It tells others, especially women, that someone aligned, grounded, and real has arrived. You're no longer just attractive in the usual sense. You now awaken something deeper in others, something soft, still, and soul level. Women may not know why, but they feel drawn to you. They feel safe, seen, and strangely open. This shift didn't happen because of anything you tried to be. It happened because of who you've become. You've done the inner work. You've stopped chasing. You've stopped performing. You've turned inward. You've made peace with yourself. And now, that peace radiates from you. Some women will feel healed just by sitting near you. Others might feel exposed. Many will feel both. That's because your presence now reflects truth. You don't have to speak it. You just are it. You've become a quiet reminder of what real love, safety, and strength feel like. And they can feel it, even if they don't know how to explain it. You're not chasing attention anymore. Your energy isn't loud or demanding. It doesn't try to impress. It simply is. And that kind of stillness draws in those who are tired of chaos. Your presence now teaches without trying. It teaches patience through silence, strength through stillness, and love through respect. You're not fixing people. You're just holding space for them to feel themselves again. Some people will feel deeply connected to you. Others may back away, not because you're doing anything wrong, but because they're not used to calm. Let them go. You're not here to perform. You're here to be. You've become a sanctuary in motion, and sanctuaries don't chase noise. They stand still and are found. You'll see how women soften around you, how conversations happen without effort, how they want to stay near you, even in silence. You don't have to say much. Just your energy is enough now. You are no longer trying to be magnetic. You are magnetic because you're aligned. And alignment is irresistible to souls that are tired of pretending. You've become someone who leaves a deep impression, not by force, but by truth, not by charm, but by presence. You are not just attractive. You are grounding, healing, remembered. You are now what many have been quietly praying for without knowing how to ask. Not because you tried to become it, but because you chose to become yourself. And now, others feel free to do the same.